Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pickle Vision. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a while. It's been a while, and I'm really sorry that I've been away. But hope you're all right. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's thrown me a little bit. I can't remember how I start a podcast. No, not a podcast. A live stream. That's what we're doing. But yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks very much for tuning in. Sorry I've been away for a while. I've sort of tried to keep popping in where I can on the Discord and stuff, but it's been weird. Weird start to the year, and we'll get into it in a little bit. It's all good. It's all good stuff. So nothing to worry about. But it's nice. This is nice. This is nice again. Just chilling out, chatting with you guys. We're going to talk about some hobby stuff. We're going to talk about what I've been up to. It's going to be great. Before we crack on with all the usual stuff, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, before we crack on with all the normal stuff, if you like what we're doing here on the Pickle Jar and on here on Pickle Vision, check out all the stuff in the description for Patreon, affiliate links and all that sort of good stuff. Massive thank you to all our current Patreons. You guys are amazing. Couldn't do what we're doing without you. Absolutely love you. Mwah. There we go. That's the spiel. I can't bother doing all the usual promotion gumph. You all know it. You all know where to go. So yeah, I've been busy. Your hair's gotten longer. My hair has gotten longer. That's what happens. Like time passes, hair gets longer. It's this long now. I don't even think that's the longest bit. There's probably longer bits at the back. But yeah, my hair's got longer. I had a shave. So I look less homeless now. Let's have a quick look and see what we've got in the chat actually before we crack on. So today, right from the top, we've got Mr. Wybird. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Welcome to your Wednesday evening with me. We've got Mr. Boffnet. Thanks for joining us, buddy. One of our fantastic moderators. We've got Dean Paints Things. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Welcome to the stream. Cat Cave Hobbies. Guten Tag. Guten Tag, Cat Cave. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. We've got Thomas Gessler. Thanks for tuning. Oh no, Thomas. I've already said hello to Wybird. You're not having two. You can have one. That's it. Katie Graham. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the stream, Katie. You still need to send me out your commission piece that you want painting. Message me on Discord or something. Who else we got? Lapunu, welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. We've got Peter Gronfelt, another one of our moderators. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Who else we got? We've got Al Ritchie. Thanks for joining us. We've got Hammy22, who we saw on our way home yesterday and gave a little wave to out the car window. Thanks for joining us. Who else have we got? Wad Any Miniatures, just popping in quickly. Hope you're well, dude. Thanks for joining us this evening. Watching Manchester United. I'm assuming that is football. Is it Manchester United or is it Man City? I have no idea. I know that they're both teams. But I mean, if you'd rather watch football than me, then that says it all, really, doesn't it? But welcome to the stream either way. Thanks for popping in. Gina Doherty, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. Wayland's Wandering. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Welcome, welcome. Redhead Ramblings. Thanks for tuning in. My watch is telling me to drink water. Who else? Who else we got? Fergus, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. Yaravana, thanks for joining us. Comfy Socks, welcome to the stream. I'm not here. Hair doesn't get longer for Peter Gronfelt. Wow. I'm not getting involved in that. Ed's Art, Eddie, Ed's Art and Minis, thanks for tuning in, bud. Welcome to the stream. Can we get a shampoo commercial hair swish? Alright, since you asked nicely, hang on then. We'll do get it all to one side. Down here, look. Oh, fresh out the shower, I've just finished washing my hair and... There we go. I'm in my comfies. I'm in my comfy snoody. Do a backflip too. I'm not doing a backflip. I'm in my comfies. I'm not doing a backflip tonight. My new mug. my Wharf mug. I bought me and Pirate Queen Pickle new Star Trek mugs or beakers, or I don't even know what they're called. There's no handles on these, but I like them. They're quite cool. It's like rubber body and then ceramic. It's ceramic all around. Then it's got like a rubber sleeve around it that's got like different things on. I've seen a few different things of these, and I saw some Star Trek ones, and I was like, I want to get us some of those. So I've got Worf, and Pirate Queen Pickle has got Q from Next Gen. Nice to see your face again, dude. Confirm you're alive and all that. I am alive. I've just been really busy. This was from Amazon. I'm sure you can get it in many other places. But yeah, I got it off Amazon. They've got a few different ones. If there is no handle, it's a Tumblr. Oh, there we go. It's a Tumblr. I thought that was a website for like porn. I'll have you know, Buffnet, that I do one of my bi-weekly head shaves last night, and if I didn't do it, I'd look like one of those Belgian monks who brews beer, and that would be silly because I have no idea how to brew beer. I don't know. I feel like that's a reference to something that I don't understand. It probably is. But yeah, no, I am alive. I've just been really busy. So obviously, I started my new job back in the sort of middle of January. I started my new job, which is going absolutely fantastic. I am loving it. It is amazing. It's so rewarding. Oh, that's Tumblr without the E. All right, okay. But yeah, no, the new job's going really, really well. I am getting on absolutely fantastic. I love it. Obviously, I loved last year because of what I was doing, because it was because I was editing, I was filming, I was doing YouTube and stuff, which it is the dream. It is the dream. Let's not lie. But because it wasn't, I think it probably obviously would have been more the dream if it was for my channel, whereas I was working with Luke, which again was fantastic and loved it. But this, I don't know, this just feels, I've got nothing to complain about for this job at all. Like there's no downsides to it. Like the money is good. Me and Wendy get to car share, so like it's cutting down on costs for traveling and stuff. I get all the school holidays off, so I get like a stupid amount of time off work. It's like good hours, so do you know what I mean? It's like there's no downside to it, and like everyone at work seems to like me. And I am already like the go-to tech guy for computers and lighting and sound stuff. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's going really well. So obviously I've been busier because I've started doing that, because I've started doing work. So when I was working from home a lot last year, I could get like bits and pieces of my own stuff done throughout the day alongside like editing for work, which then meant that I didn't have to do as much in an evening. Which then meant that I had more free time, so doing things like stream and hanging out on Discord and stuff, I was on there more often. Whereas now I'm back to editing most evenings. We've been busy as well because of the show coming up that Wendy's in. I've been doing loads of stuff like that to help with that, so that's been helping keep me busy a lot as well. And then on top of all that, I have started doing freelance video editing. The reason I started my YouTube channel is because I enjoy editing, and it's great that I get to do my own stuff, but sometimes I just want to just sit and edit stuff. That's one of the things I liked best about working with Luke, was editing stuff. So it's getting all the footage, getting home, and then just spending, you know, a couple of days just editing stuff. And you know, it's a way to earn a little bit of extra money on top of work. So I started advertising for clients for freelance editing, and yeah, they've been coming in. So I did this is for all miniature YouTubers. So I did Lila Mev's most recent video is edited by me. although I'm not credited anywhere for it. So Lila Mev's most recent video is edited by me. I've done a short for Hellstorm Wargaming, and not his most recent video, his second most recent one, where he's talking about the Games Workshop stock issues. That was edited by me. And I've had a couple of other bigger YouTubers that have reached out and asked for quotes and stuff. So that's keeping me busy as well. Alongside that, I've just been busy with big projects. So I'm hoping that there will be a new video out either Sunday night or Monday at some point, depending on getting it edited on Sunday. It's pretty much done. So this is, I'll give you guys a sneak peek. This is the life-size terrain video that I've been working on. As part of the show that Wendy's doing at the theatre, with the theatre group that we're both involved in, they needed a wall, like a dry stone wall that you get like out in the Dales, as part of the set. And to hire the set that the set companies hire out to people, which includes the wall and a couple of other bits and like a couple of cloths as like backdrops and stuff, it was like $3.5 grand. And I said, I'm pretty certain I can make a wall like out of foam, because I do it for miniatures, so why couldn't I do it for life-size stuff? Obviously not taking into account the fact that a massive difference in size. And then I kind of forgot about it until like November, and then thought, oh yeah, shit, I should probably start working on that, because that's 12 meters length of wall that I need to make. So I've done that, it's all done, and I was going to get the video done and out like sort of yesterday, today, but I've decided that I want to get some shots of it all properly set up at the theatre, because that's what it's for. So I want to get those nice shots for the end of the video and last little bits of footage of putting it all together and stuff. So I'm going to delay that one a little bit, because I'd rather it look right for the video than just rush it out for the sake of getting it out sooner. So I'm going to get that coming out, like I say, hopefully, so end of this week, beginning of next week. Talking about the Games Workshop stock thing, Mighty Lancer Games contacted me today to say they have some such Soul Shackle in store. Yeah, so I saw the thing that they put out, they'd ordered 50. They'd sold 45 of them on pre-order, and then they got told they were getting sent 6. I don't know if that's been fixed since then. It's just, yeah, it's pretty rough on... To be honest though, it's pretty rough on all stores at the moment. I know we're all very much, feel sorry for the independents and third parties, which you absolutely should do, because it's not fair on them. But what it's like the same as I mentioned on Discord the other day, it's not just the independents that are suffering, it is official Games Workshop stores as well. One of my best friends is the manager of our local GW, and he obviously speaks to me about stuff, and yeah, they have not had a restock in like 3 weeks. They've not had any of the new stuff out. They had like 1 copy of Soul Shackle in that they could sell. So for the same reasons, just having the same stock issues that the independents are having. It's obviously the Games Workshop have messed up at head office, in the factory, in the warehouse and stuff. But yeah, it's not just the independents that are suffering. I actually got sent a copy of Soul Shackle, which I am planning. So that's what I was going to say. My next plans for videos. I'm going to get this one out end of this week, start of next week. I've got, you can't see it because my camera's in the way. That right there is a whole ton of B1 battle droids, which I am pretty much done with. I need to just sort of pick the weapons. Basing wise, I'll be basing the entire army together. But once I've got the weapons done on those, which again won't take long, so that's how busy I've been. I got all them out. I put all the base coats on. I've done all the dry brushing. I just need to put the paint on the weapons, just to paint those, and then that's them done. And I've just not had a chance. So they've been sat on my desk for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Just waiting for me to do that. And it's not a long process because I use speed paint for them. So it's not a difficult process. but they've been sat there because that's how little time I've had between doing my own stuff, editing for other people, being at work, and to be honest, just enjoying spending time doing stuff that's not related to like any kind of job, whether that's my actual job or whether that's YouTube, which is my second job. So me and Wendy have been enjoying watching a lot of Star Trek recently. We've been watching the new season of Picard. We've been carrying on watching Deep Space Nine, and stuff like that. I've been trying to like get a little bit more time in on like my Switch and my Xbox. So I've played over the last like 2 or 3 days. I played through the N64 version of Pokemon Snap on my Switch, just as something different to play. I remember loving that when I was younger. But yeah, I want to get my Star Wars project done. That's like the next big project, I think. I want to get the wall video done and out of the way, then get the Star Wars one, at least get more done on it, even if I don't get it finished. Like, I want to make progress. And now that I've got the B1s pretty much done, it shouldn't take... It'll probably not take me that much more time to get the rest of it all painted up, because the B1s were the bit... That was the big... like the wall, because there's like 70 something of them. So that was the bit that was going to take a while to do. So I want to get that done because I want to get that video out. Because it has been a while, and to be honest, I want to start playing Star Wars Legion, and I've been putting off learning how to play it until I've got my stuff painted. So I want to get that out. Although I need to actually double check when that model comes out, because I was going to put the Star Wars video out and then be like, right, that's it. That's all the Separatists. That's all the Separatist models painted. But then I know that they were releasing Ventress. Is she out already? I think she might be out now, because that's the one that I don't have. Sold out? That can't be right. Oh, that's all the other stuff. Right, so when is she out? I'm sure Bram will be able to tell me, or someone if he were in chat. I can't see if it's out yet. Great to be back with everyone. Got the hobby mojo back, and even enjoyed painting the odd Space Marine up. New projects already posted up in Discord. Nice one, dude. End of the month, I think. End of March. Let's have a look. Let's click on one of these shops. Click on one of these shops and see when... oh, pre-order expected to release 17th of March, apparently. So I've got... so I've got a while. I've got a couple of weeks. I'm not going to get it done in a couple of weeks. Because essentially next week is going to be completely written off to doing anything. I am at the theatre after work every day. Apart from Tuesday, because I'm playing D&D. But yeah, Sunday I'm there all day for the last bit of filming and to set all the setup and stuff. And for tech rehearsal and band call. Monday I'm there to do the photography for the show. Tuesday I'm playing D&D, and then Wednesday, Thursday I'm helping front of house. Friday I'm actually watching the show properly, and Saturday, to be fair, I don't even know what I'm doing Saturday, because they've got a matinee performance and they've got the evening performance, and then it's after show party. I don't know what I'm doing Saturday. I'm not needed to do front of house, so I don't know. But yeah, next week is generally going to be completely written off, probably by the looks of it. So I'm definitely not getting Star Wars Legion done before Ventress comes out. So what I'm probably going to have to do is get Ventress as part of this video, I guess. I don't know. It's not expensive. It's only one model. It's not expensive. So we'll see. But what's happening? So yeah, I want to get the Star Wars one done, and then I was saying about Soul Shackle, because I've got Soul Shackle and I got the last Kill Team box, which was Shadow Vaults, the one with the Necro and the Guard. So my plan for that is to do like a cool, take the terrain from both sets, and then that's essentially a boarding action terrain set. And I want to do like a really cool like boarding action board that can be used properly. Because I want to do terrain stuff. Last year, doing all the terrain stuff with Luke has sort of like opened my eyes to like that side of the hobby. And it's just stuff that's a little bit different from miniature painting, and I really enjoyed some of the projects that we worked on. So I want to do some on my own. So I'm gonna buy all the proper tools and everything this time as well. I'm not gonna try and do it like I did my paint rack with like a saw from like a million years ago. I'm gonna buy proper stuff and do some cool terrain bits and pieces. So that's like my next big project after Star Wars. But yeah, I'm proper like, I'm just excited to do new things like this Star Wars video. Like, if we're completely honest, like, cards on the table, full honesty, it is not going to get enough views to make it worth doing the video if that's what I was doing it for. I sent a photo to the mod chat the other day after I posted my night in a day short that I posted on YouTube, and within like no time at all, like 40 minutes or something silly or whatever it was, it had got more views than the Star Wars Legion short that I'd posted like 4 or 5 days before. So yeah, I know that it's not going to get crazy views, but it's more of just a passion project for me. And whilst yes, I want to grow as a channel and I'd like to get more views and more subscribers and all that sort of stuff, but I also need to just do stuff that I'm interested in. And if I can do stuff that I'm interested in that will get views, then great, that's fantastic, it's lined up nicely. But if it's stuff like this that I really want to do with this Star Wars project. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and I'm enjoying working on these. They are nice models and it's a good game. But I know it's not going to get views, but I'm sort of like at this point where I'm like, do you know what? I don't really care because I want to make a cool video. It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny. And I've got a massive Star Wars army out of it. So there we go. Games Workshop rules YouTube. Games Workshop does rule YouTube. And do you know what? Normally I don't really care. Like, it's fine. Because I like Games Workshop and I like the miniatures that they make. I like the games that they do. Although I was having this discussion with our local manager, and saying like, I've always said like 40k is my game. Like, that's the game that I play. I play 40k. I'll play other stuff as well, but 40k is my game. And I've said to him the other day that I can't even say that anymore, because I do still like 40k. I like the setting. I like the miniatures and stuff. But if I'm completely honest, not a massive fan of the game anymore. Like I say that I do still enjoy playing it when I have played, but the last few times I've played, there's so many things to remember, and then I go from playing that to playing stuff like Age of Sigmar. I go to playing like Warcry, Blood Bowl, and it's so much faster to play. The viewers are the ones who drive numbers, not the channels. That's absolutely correct. This is what always makes me laugh, is that you get all these people that comment on videos of where people are like slagging Games Workshop off, and they comment saying, "Oh, don't do Games Workshop stuff. Shine a light on some of these other miniatures and manufacturers and games and stuff." And then you do it, and no one watches it. So it's like, well, you clearly don't actually want this, do you? Because, yeah, it is a thing. See if you can put a different spin on it. My Legion Battle Droid video was initially meant to be about Star Wars, but I knew it wouldn't perform well, so I turned it into a Paint Projects Fast video with Legion as my vehicle for that narrative, and it ended up being my best performing video. See, that's a good idea, except that I've been working on this Star Wars project since like 2 Augusts ago. So I don't really think I can do a video about speed painting. To be fair, there's sort of like... The approach that I'm putting on it is... it's kind of starting a game system and an army the opposite way to how everyone tells you to start a game system and a new army. Because everyone always says, and myself included, like, if you're going to start a new army or a new game system, get, like, maybe a couple of troop units, maybe like a HQ or a character or something, and, like, do those and learn their rules, and then add a few more to it and expand and grow it that way. Which is what everyone does, and it's what I always say to do. So what I'm doing with Star Wars Legion is the complete opposite, where I'm just going to go, no, I have bought everything I can for this army, literally. And I'm going to get it all built and painted as one project. But yeah, I'm at that point now where I'm like, do you know what? I know that this video is not going to... I mean, it'll perform fine. It'll get numbers. But it'll not be, it'll not be big numbers. I want to do a video, actually, doing what I did at my local store this Saturday just gone, when it was their store anniversary. So there was like events going. They got like a race game that Liam had written that they were playing, and then there was the Golden Goblin painting competition, which is you go into store, you buy them, you're allowed in like 15 minutes early. You buy a model, you build that model, you paint that model, and if you get chance, base that model on the day, starting at 10, finishing at 5 o'clock, and then that's it. So you get 7 hours, and me and my friend have sort of talked about going and doing that for a long time, and we both said, like, we've always said, like, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right, and we're going to buy, like, the biggest model that you can get, which is the knight. It's a knight, and do a knight in a day. So we did it. To be honest, like so 2 things. My back absolutely, it was killing me afterwards. My back was absolutely shot because the chairs are far too high up for me sitting at those tables. The second thing was my social battery was absolutely depleted by the end of the day. I was done. While I'd got stuff to work on and focus on, I was fine. While I was still doing the night. But then once I'd sort of finished that and I was just sort of stood around, I sort of went, oh, I'm really tired. But I did it. I think it took me 6 hours and 20 minutes to build it, paint it, and I fully based it as well, like a proper base as well, like a scenic base. Like I had UV resin and lava and like cork and all sorts of stuff. That was the first part I did. I got everything out of the box and started working on the base. And my friend were like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm sorting the base out because I need this to have dried by the time I've finished the model so I can attach it to it. And they were like, oh, you've really thought about this, haven't you? I'm like, yeah, I have. I've got to build a knight in a day. But yeah, no, well, that was a good day. But I want to do a video on that and sort of talk about prioritizing, like what order you do things in, and that decision-making process. Because I did mine, I got mine finished, like I said, like well within the time that allotted. Like by the time I had got it finished, I completely packed all my stuff away while everyone else was still painting. Whereas my friend didn't get anywhere near to finishing. Like anywhere near. And he was also doing a night. His was smaller than mine. And that comes down to prioritizing what order you do things in. So it's kind of... Elston, welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you're well. Warcry for me as the next game to invest in. Warcry, honestly, mate, I've played like loads of games of that since I got that box sent out. I love it. I think it, other than Blood Bowl, I think it might be my favourite game that Games Workshop have done. It's absolutely fantastic. It's so easy to play. Really like dynamic. It's just such a good game. Like I got so I got that set sent out, and then I bought I've got the Heart of Gur box as well to work through. So I've got like twice as much terrain, and I've got another couple of warbands to do there. But yeah, it's good. I love Warcry. It's a good game. I actually need to go and pick up my Warcry stuff from the store because it's still in the cabinet there. If you want to come and build my night in a day, you're more than welcome. I've had one since they were released and it isn't built yet. I think it took me about 2.5 hours to completely build it. But I had it sort of like, I built the legs and the hips, and they were all attached together. And then I built like the main torso, and that was all together. And then I built like the arms separately, and then I attached it all together once it was all painted. But I think like actual building time was probably like 2.5 hours. Like I say, it was like 6 hours 20 minutes in total, all the way through. And I'm confident that if I was at home, so that was the other thing as well. I did it in 6 hours and 20 minutes without an airbrush, without like all of my equipment that I have at home. I basically had my Frontier Wargaming box with, and I'd filled that with paints. So I took, I think it was mostly Pro Acryl that I took. I did take a couple of contrast paints just in case I needed them, but I ended up not bothering. So it was mostly Pro Acryl. I took a couple of Citadel washers. I took my brushes. So I took my dry brushes, and I did take like nice brushes, but I didn't end up using any of my nice brushes. I just used my cheap stuff. Tell you what, one of the big time savers for me was because I was doing it as a salamander. Because I was doing it as a salamander colour scheme. Using the salamander spray from Colourforge. Massive time saver. As soon as I got the armour plates all cut out and tidied up, took them outside, sprayed them with that, and then left them to dry. Because that just saved me a job. Literally sprayed them all green, absolutely covered them in a wash, and then got some paper towel and dabbed it off, but left it in the recesses and left it that sort of like dirty mottled look, so it wasn't just a plain flat colour. But yes, I'd be kind of interested to do a video on that and talk about like, this is like, if you can do this, like it shows what the difference prioritizing what order you do things in makes. Essex Boys, welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you're well. But yeah, I'd be kind of tempted to do that. It's something that I would like to do as an event. Like I would love to run an event and do it as a thing, like a building and painting event. Like you obviously don't buy it on the day. Like you bring whatever with you. Or if we held it in a store, like maybe we could organise for them to have in what you needed. But to run that and do it as a thing with like a proper prize and stuff at the end, I think that'd be really cool. Like just a day, just hobbying with a bunch of other people and just seeing what absolutely mental stuff people can do. Gonna have to find myself a purple spray then. Colourforge do a few different purples. Depends what purple you want. I can't see any of my purple sprays. I think they're all down here. That's black. But they've got like, I'm sure they've got 2 or 3 different purples. That's brown. That's black. That's a varnish. That's red. They do bruised purple. No, that's green. That's salamander green. They do bruised purple. I think they do like a brighter purple. That's what I do. I had them all out because I used some of them on my Warcry stuff. The one that I used on the Warcry set, actually, that's a really nice purple. I can't seem to find any of the others. Where are they? That's another varnish. They must be over on one of my other shelves. I have too many spray cans in my house. Honestly, I must have about £400 worth of spray paint next to my desk. I must do. Any colour you can think. Colour Forge do a nice purple. They do. They've got a few. They've bruised purple, and I'm sure they do 2 other purples. They're just all down there. I can't reach them right now. It's down there. This is... Oh, you can't see. All down here is just spray paint. And all over there is spray paint. But yeah, that made a massive difference. So yeah, I kind of want to do that. I'd like to do an event, like a speed building and painting event, and just like, you've got today from this time till this time. Let's see what you can get done. I think that'd be cool. All my spray paints have migrated to the kitchen lately. One's like a royal purple. I can't remember which one it was that I used for... I can't remember which one it is that I used for my Warcry, my vampires, because I based them in purple. I can't remember which one it was, but that was a nice purple. That'd be nice for Emperor's Children, actually. I kind of want to do Emperor's Children colour scheme using the purple and then like a magenta over the top, just to give it that sort of zenithal. I think that would look quite nice for Emperor's Children. Maybe. It's like a proper thinned down magenta, so it's just a tint over the top of the purple, I think. I think that'd be cool. I've just finished building and painting a post-apocalyptic subway station diorama today. Speed projects must be the thing right now. I think it's just one of those things. Everyone is always in search of how to get through projects quicker. Like, everyone always wants to get through stuff quicker. They want to... It's because everyone wants that satisfaction of finishing something, but people also want it to look good. So it's finding that balance between like getting something done really quick and also having it look good, which is kind of what I try to like do in my videos and stuff. Is show like you can do things quickly and also have them look good. Like, there's a lot of people that'll do like, oh, I've spent 2 minutes per model doing this. Yeah, I think it must have been Imperial Purple that I used then, because it was a very vibrant one. I think Vampire Violet sounds like it'll be a bit fainter. But yeah, I've seen like people, they'll be like, oh, I spent 2 minutes per model and I got like 90 models done. I'm like, that's great, but they all look like you've spent 2 minutes on them. And like, you know, if that's what you want to go for, if you just want some colours on a model, then great. But I think that there are ways to do things. To me, to be fair, like them droids, there's like 70 odd of them. And I know it's technically it's taking me a long time to do them, but that's because I've not got the time to sit down and do them. But actually, time-wise, in terms of actual time I've spent doing them, I've spent less than a minute per model so far, because of how many there are, and how long it's taken me to get them to that point. And I think by the time I've painted all of those, I will probably only have spent maybe 3 minutes per model, maybe, probably not even that. And I know that like B1s are a little bit of a, you can't judge everything by their standard, because the B1s, they're really easy to paint. I'm going to go back into a few of them. Like, I'm going to do a couple of different squads that are in like Commander and stuff like that, and like security. But other than that, they're pretty much going to be done. The speed that you did that night in puts me to shame. I did that night in a store, like no airbrush, no like access to all of my millions of paints and tools and everything. Literally just had what I took with me. And I did take a lot of stuff with me. Like I said, I sort of sat down in the morning and went, right, what colours am I going to need? And what colours might I need? So I took greens, like blacks, greys, whites. I took all the colours for like flames, because I knew I was going to put some flames on it somewhere, because it's Salamander. I took some blues because I knew I wanted to do like plasma stuff on the guns. And that was about, I think I took a couple of browns just in case, and I took my metallics that I knew I was going to use. And then I also took my red and yellow ink, Liquitex ink. I took a bottle of UV resin so that I could do a lava base. I took a matte varnish just because I thought I might want to dull it down, but I didn't end up using that. I took a few basing bits so that I could do a nice looking base. And then, like I said, just the spray cans. I took the black and I took the salamander green. And my glue and my clippers. And that was it. Actually, the thing is, though, like, this is the thing. In the same way that when we did our Blood Bowl speed painting thing, Elston, like, I kind of had something to prove when I was doing that night. I don't know if you caught it earlier. Me and my friend have been saying for years that we were going to go and do a night for this painting competition that he does every year. And I kind of had something to prove that I could get mine finished and have it looking good. Within the time, and I absolutely smashed it. I know that's why I'm super impressed. Kind of makes me want to try something like that at ChillCon, but that might be pushing it. I've just been, look, honestly, we should do something like that. Maybe not at ChillCon, because I think that's. I mean, we could do it at ChillCon. We could both do one, because I need another night. I need another night now, because I've accidentally got a night army. Look, there it is. That's my night army shelf. Down at the bottom there. He's by himself at the moment. But I need some more knights for my army that I've accidentally started. Because when I did it, I was like, I'll just do it. And it's just a cool, like, a one-off model. And then someone were like, oh, you're going to start an army then? And I was like, no, I can't be bothered, like, build up a full army. I've no idea how many points knights cost. I've never looked at it. And then I was like, just out of interest, like, how many points is that knight that I've done? And they were like, oh, yeah, it's like over 600 points. And I was like, oh. Well, at that point, I might as well just do an army then, because I only need another couple of models. And I've just done that one in 6 hours, and that's the big one. So I can probably get some of the smaller ones done even faster. Can't wait, our first gaming convention. Nice one, Brown. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone, to be honest. It's going to be nice. It's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to showing. Unless it's like a month away today, isn't it? Should see if we can get one of each legion. It's Space Marines you get to paint. That's cool. But yeah, no, I kind of want to do some more nights. But like I said, I think I'm going to do another one. For a video. I don't know, see, this is the thing, I need to borrow my friend's you'll be knackered if you do that, then the meet and greet panel, then more painting, you won't have a break at all. Well, we'll have to do it then. We'll have to organise. That I've said to you already, that week, the ChillCon is on the Saturday. The 2 weeks following that, I am off work. Like, one of those weeks I've got Alfie, but the other week I haven't. So if you want to come up and like do a thing, or if I can come down and we can do a thing, we should do something. We should take the opportunity. But yeah, we should do something. We keep saying we want to do another speed challenge. Maybe this is it. Though, to be fair, I don't really want you to, because I'm quite happy with the fact that you're like saying that you're impressed by how quickly I did it. I don't want you to try and beat me, because if you do, then you will. I'm quite happy just sitting and being like, yes, I did this thing and Elston was impressed. Let's leave it at that. Don't forget, this is official Paint Smurfs month, y'all. I've not forgotten. What do you think is going to be on the base of my night? I just got my first airbrush using my Uruk Hai Army Prime Black Airbrush Lead Belcher, Airbrush Black Templar Contrast. How should I thin the Lead Belcher? Do I need to thin the contrast? So you can, yeah, to thin Lead Belcher, just add a little bit of like thinner or like a little bit of water. Not too much, because then the pigment, like the flakes start to separate and stuff. But you can thin it a little bit just so that it's Alright for an airbrush. If you're going to be using metallics for an airbrush a lot, I would probably suggest getting some of the Vallejo metal colours, because they are absolutely gorgeous through an airbrush, and you don't need to thin them. They are just sort of good to go as they are. The magnesium in particular is one of my favourites, but they do a whole bunch of them. The silvers especially are really, really nice. So I'd probably recommend them. And again, for contrast paint, I always thin my contrast paint when I put it through an airbrush, just because I find that it's too... it can be a little bit glossy and like a bit too strong. But again, I use mine through an airbrush as like tints, and for things like OSL and stuff like that, or for zenithal like highlighting. So I don't want a complete opaque covering when I put it through, so I tend to thin mine down a bit. Best bet, if I'm completely honest, just get a couple of models that you don't mind like priming and repriming. Not something for your army probably. We can and then do use them as test models. I've got a bunch of like old Stormcast and stuff like that I just use as test models for stuff, and I'll just prime it up and then I'll try the colours over it. It's how I test things before I then apply them to like a full army or a model or whatever. Yeah, especially like with new products that I've not used before, to work out how exactly to thin it to get the look that I want and the effect that I want. But yeah, I tend to thin most things when it goes into an airbrush, and it's not always because of the consistency, so that it'll go through the airbrush all right, because there's some stuff like inks go through airbrushes fine because it's ink, it is thin, but I tend to thin them down more to stop it sort of building up on your needle tip and you're getting like a spattery effect. And two, because then it dulls down the opacity, so that you can build up more gradual layers, rather than it being like if you wanted to zenithal, for example, with ink, and you prime it black and then you spray white ink over the top, you're going to get a very harsh contrast between the black and the white. Whereas if you thin that white down, do a pass, let it dry, do another pass, that's going to look a lot better than just blasting it with straight ink. Thanks for tips. No problem at all. That is literally what I'm here for. We should definitely do something. I thought we were doing it on neutral ground. I've got time off as well. When are you off, Boffnet? Because I thought your holidays don't match up with ours. But if Boffnet's free, then maybe that's something that we could look at. Because I want to play some games as well. So maybe it's an idea. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, yeah. Pickle Vision with Elstonation, not Grant and Mod Powers, also in chat. Elston will never be granted mod powers on any of my channels. He's lucky that I let him look at the Wargamers Anonymous one. On the topic of Wargamers Anonymous, we are going to record a podcast at some point. As I was mentioning earlier on, like I've been super busy, like with my own stuff, with work, with freelance editing and stuff. And I know that we've not done a podcast for a couple of... I think we've missed a couple now. We are going to get back on it. It's just been super busy. I'll be honest, once the show is done and out of the way, after next week, I'll probably have a little bit more time. I've been like going down to rehearsals. I've obviously been spending a lot of Saturdays doing the big wall project. Have you had issues with it reactivating even after days after applying through the airbrush? With what reactivating? Need painting video again. I've had issues with some of mine lately and don't know what's changed. With some of your what? What is it that's reactivating? Need painting video again. I did a painting video. Like, all my videos are painting videos. I've been busy building sheds as well. There you go, see, it's all Elson's fault. Captain Shed. Oh, Ink's reactivating. So, I tend to use inks in much the same way that I use like contrast and stuff like that. I use them for like a tint or something like that. So by the time I use stuff like that, it's usually like towards the end of a paint job, and then once I've put that on, I tend to like varnish everything anyway. So I've not really noticed any reactivation issues. I don't know, what inks do you use as well, because that might have something to do with it. Because I mostly use Liquitex. I've got a couple of the not Games Workshop, Green Stuff World inks, but I mostly use the Liquitex stuff because I've got like a starter set that's got, you know, all the basic colours, and then I've got like a million bottles of magenta because of a dispatch error from Element Games. So I've got loads of bottles of magenta ink, which is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I went on a bit of a spree, so I've got magenta ink, I've got the Chimera magenta paint, I've got the magenta contrast paint. Honestly, I just love that colour. Love that colour so much. So vibrant. Love your painting videos, can't get enough. Thank you very much, Andy. That is lovely of you to say. Darla Rowney mostly. So I don't use... Oh, have I used... I think I might have used the black Darla Rowney. Oh, no, it wasn't. The black that I've got is like called Black Magic or something. I don't even know where it is. It's in here somewhere. But I've got that one. I used it for a bit and it was alright. But it's mostly the Liquitex stuff that I use, which is this stuff. It was the bottles like this, and so all the Patreons are getting a bottle of magenta ink then. Honestly, not even joking. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6. I have 6 bottles of magenta ink. I'm unlikely to get through one. If you like magenta, you'll love the Vallejo Express colour one. If I'm completely honest, and like this, I don't need any more paint. I don't mind more paint from brands that I already have and lines that I already have. But I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, unless like it is like a specialist paint, like you know, like effects, or like a fluorescent paint that I've not got, or like a super bright paint that I particularly want or something, I don't need any other paints. I'm not interested. It seems bad. I'm not really interested in the Vallejo Express paints because I've got contrast paints. Like, I've got a hell of a lot of contrast paints. I've obviously got like all the speed paints. I've got where are they? Oops. So these arrived. These arrived last week. So I have plenty of contrast paints and speed paints and inks and acrylic paints. I've not done like a tot up recently, but I own like more than 1,000 bottles of paint. Like, I know that I do, because of what the number was a while back and how many I've had since then. I don't need any more paint. What about the Army Paint and Metallic new range? So there's... I don't think all the metallics are in here. So this is the Speed Paint Mega Set 2.0. So there's a gold, a bronze, and a silver. I don't know if they're all in here. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's just 3 in this. Although I have seen the big metallic set of speed paints. I'm going to try the ones that are in here first and see how they work, because I'm like, I know they've put videos up and stuff. I'm still not fully convinced that the metallic speed paints will work. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I can't get in my head how that will work. So I'm going to try these ones and see how these look. And then if these work all right, then I might order like the metallic speed paint set. Like, how much is it? So it's like, yeah, it's like £35 for the full set, which is 10 paints. So in that 10 paints you get so you get a copper, 2 different golds, or 3 different golds, a bronze, a light bronze, 3 silvers, and then like a green gold. Pickle's Paint Emporium opening soon. Not even joking. Like, I could do. Someone find a machine that explodes paint and Pickle will get a free house redecoration. Oh dear. You get a free brush with this set as well, which is nice. So that's on. I didn't realise that's on the actual Army Painter website. So how much is it from like a normal shop? Have they got them in? Have they got? Has anyone got them in over here yet? New Necron painting job with metallic paints. Then it's not a bad idea actually, because I've got 1 or 2 Necrons lying around that I could use that on. Do you know what? I don't know if anywhere's got them over here yet. I don't know if you can buy them. Fire. Oh, that's the mega set. No, that's the old set. That's not the new one. That's the old speed paint mega set. I don't know if you can buy the metallics yet. I thought they were out already. Oh, they're just on pre-order. So I don't even know how much they are. Let's have a look. Oh, that's so it's $59.99 in Canadian dollars. But that's like Monopoly money, so yeah. So like from the Army Painter website, they're like $42. When does it say they're coming out? It doesn't. Oh, release. Oh, they're not out till like 27th of May. Right, okay. That's fine. You can pre-order the metallics. Mythbusters did an episode on painting with explosives based on a Mr. Bean scene. So, well, I've got the 3 that come in this. So there's, what did I say you got? There's Hoplite Gold, Talos Bronze, and Broadsword Silver. Ollie will be happy with that. So you get those 3 in there. So I'll have a go with them, see what they're like, and then if they are any good, then when that metallic set comes out in May, I might look at getting it. Because to be fair, it's one of those things that I was kind of interested in. Like before they announced they were doing metallics, it's one of the things that I was saying. I was like, can you do metallics as like speed, like a speed paint or a contrast like metallic? Like, can you do it? And I was sort of like, I feel like if you could do it, Games Workshop would have done it already. Not because they have to be the first, but because they did contrast paint first, or they did what I think was they kicked it off. I think there were versions of contrast paint before contrast paint by other companies, but I think contrast paint really pushed it and made it better. And then I think only been noticing it recently. I think. All right, that's the inks. Use it regular paint. Colour names that make sense. What witchcraft is this? Metallics are €39.99, which is about £35. Yeah, that's fine. When they come out, I will probably get a set of those. If they're any good. But I will try the ones in this first. To be fair, I'm looking forward to busting open one of these boxes and having a go with some of these. Just because there's like a lot of these have been reworked from the original sets, so that they don't do the reactivating thing, or that they set quicker than the last lot did or something. But then they've added like loads more colours, so you've got a more variety, which is nice. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting them out. I'm pretty sure I'm going with the Mega Set. I almost pre-ordered the full range set, but I simply can't justify that kind of money. The Mega Set doesn't force me to buy more than a few duplicates. Yeah, well that's what I've got, is the Mega Set. I ain't got the full set. But I've got two of these. So yeah, I just need to pick a project to use them on. Which, to be fair, I might do. Like, I've got enough stuff hanging around. I still always end up sticking with my trusty Vallejo, though I've been liking the new 3G AK paints. So, I mean, to be fair, like, I mostly use Pro Acryl. They're like my sort of main set of paints that I use. And I obviously do use other stuff. Like, I love the Army Painter Air range when I'm airbrushing, because I don't have to mess about like thinning stuff. Like, I can just pop that in and it is ready to go. So I love using that. But Pro Acryl is kind of my main paint range. And then I like the Citadel stuff for washers. And I like using like inks and stuff like that for like brighter colours. Somebody needs to do some historical colours like field grey in speed paints. Use Games Workshop contrast paints for the first time at the weekend. Absolutely love them. Just a shame they're so pricey. Only have about 8 colours at the moment. Or you only have about 8 colours. That makes more sense. I was like, Games Workshop, they have loads of colours. The thing is, they are pricey, but like, you do like, I use contrast paints. Well, I did do, like, I still do, but like more as tints and stuff now. I use quite a lot of contrast paints. There's not, I think I've only ever had to replace like 2, and that was black and Warp Lightning Green, and that's because I used that for my salamanders. The rest of them I've never had to replace any, so I've not got through that much. Overall, I'm incredibly impressed by how pro-consumer Army Painter has been during this whole process. Certain other companies could learn a thing or two from that. So it has. Do you know what? It has been nice how seeing like how pro-consumer they've been. Like, being very upfront about stuff and showing stuff off and saying, hey, look, yeah, we know. You know, there was issues with the first set of speed paints. We've done as best to fix those and make them better. It has been quite good that they've just been quite upfront about it. And I do agree. I think other companies could probably learn a little bit from that. How quickly do you really go through paints? I rarely replace anything and I paint quite a bit. I mean, I have a lot of paint anyway, so even when I do run out of a bottle, I just open the next bottle. Drink water. My watch is reminding me. So I just tend to open the next bottle. It's very rarely. I think the thing that I go through the most is probably I don't know, maybe washers. I think I tend to replace washers more often than contrast paints. But again, it depends how you're using contrast paints. Because like I said, I tend to use them more now for like OSL or like glazes or like tints through an airbrush and stuff, so I don't need to use a lot. Whereas I know like Elston, I think uses like for that, but like over entire army projects. So like it doesn't surprise me that Elston would get through more than me, for example. I use contrast mainly as glazes. I think honest contrasts work fantastic as glazes. They're really, really nice. To be fair, like I use contrast paints, speed paints, inks. I use them all in like a fairly similar sort of way. Like I say, as tints or like the vibrant ones, I use them for like OSL or stuff like that. Tell you what, that Warcry set that I did, the corn guys. I can't remember what they're called. Is it the claws of Karanak or something like that? Anyway, they're not the vampires, the other team. That is the first project that I've painted in a long time where I have just painted it with like contrast paint and washes. And it was kind of nice and rewarding, to be fair. Like I'd forgotten, like you can get like quite a nice look by doing that if you sort of do it properly. It was kind of nice. But yeah, so it's like I want what should I paint with these? I tell you what I have got that I got from the anniversary day at my local store. I've got the 2 anniversary models. So I've got Carl Yacht Grendog, which is a Vertan guy. I don't know if you can see that because it's just reflecting the screen. But yeah, so I've got that guy. So Dwarf in Space. And then I got Steampunk Dwarf, Torque Lenson, Admiral of the First Fleet, which is a Caradon Overlords guy. So I've got both of those. I mean, I could use some of them on these maybe, which might be cool. Paint Star Wars. I'm painting Star Wars. I'm on with it. Like I've got some other bits and pieces that I could use as well. Tell you what actually might be a nice project. Do you get yeah, it is. So you get Dark Eldar in that Soul, what's it called? Soul Shackle. You get Dark Eldar in that. That might be quite a nice project to use some of those new speed paints on. So maybe I'll do those. Maybe I'll try them out. I'm just conscious of my channel just becoming loads of videos on here's this new set of paints. Let's try it out. Like I do like trying paints and stuff, and I like showing you guys how they perform so that you've got more of a informed opinion. But I don't just want to be trying new paints all the time. Oh, I'm getting Shatterpoint as well. I might get Shatterpoint. I'm kind of tempted by it. It kind of depends on whether I've got my Star Wars stuff done by then or not. If I have, then I'll get Shatterpoint. If I've not, then I'm not getting Shatterpoint until I've done that lot. But I think I will by the time that's out. Cause is it like May, June, July? Like it's like end of spring, beginning of summer, isn't it? I think that it's coming out. I hope. Star Wars, is that the one where Jack O'Neill gets beamed up by Scotty? That's the one. That's the one. Do you know what? I have not watched Stargate in such a long time. Do you know what? That might be my next series that I watch. Because so I have stuff that I watch with Wendy, which at the moment is Star Trek. We're rewatching like Big Bang Theory again, but at the minute it's mostly Star Trek is what we're into at the minute. And then I have stuff that I watch that I watch myself, like that I watch while I'm painting or editing and stuff. At the moment, I'm watching Breaking Bad because I've never watched it, never got into it, and everyone I know that's seen it says that it's brilliant. So I've started watching that, and I think I'm like 6 or 7 episodes in. I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. So I'm watching that, but you know, I think I might have to watch Stargate again because I've not watched that since since it was on, since it was on the telly, back when it was on I think it was on Sky One. I need to crack on and get my Star Wars done before you win. I mean, to be honest, mate, I don't think I'm going to count it as a win. It's taken me it's like a year and a half since I've bought my first box of Star Wars stuff. So, regardless of whether I finish before you, I don't think I'm going to count it as a win. I've got some Stargate STL files from the RPG Kickstarter. I still need to print them. I didn't know that there was a Stargate RPG. Breaking Bad was good, but last season let it down. Thanks for that. It's like stuff like that is the same reason I've never watched Lost. Because I didn't watch it when it was on, and then I kept thinking, oh, I'm going to watch this. And then the point where I was sort of like, right, I'm going to watch Lost so I can get caught up with what everyone else is watching. And then everyone went, oh, ending with rubbish. And I was like, oh, I'll just not bother then. Yeah, I've not watched Stargate. I've not watched Stargate. I've only ever watched SG-1 as well. I've never watched any of... Because they did, other... What's Shatterpoint? Shatterpoint is basically the Star Wars version of Marvel Crisis Protocol. So it's a slightly bigger scale miniature to what you get with Legion. And it's smaller squad, squad skirmish based game rather than a big army game. Which baffles me because they've just released the beta rule set for Star Wars Legion skirmish games. So I was sort of why are you releasing skirmish rules for Legion when you're releasing a dedicated skirmish game? Breaking Bad is still worth the watch. Lost was fucking useless. So I've never watched Lost, and to be fair, I'm at a point with that now where I'm I'm well past being interested in watching it. Breaking Bad being let down meant it went from a 9.9 to a 9.5 maybe. Art is a matter of personal opinion. There is no wrong. That is true. Yeah. Buffnet is wrong about Blood Bowl last season. Or Breaking Bad last season. Not Blood Bowl last season. Blood Bowl, right. I was very much looking forward to Blood Bowl 3 coming out. And I was planning on getting it. Day one, getting it. I was going to do streams playing it. Because I've got a computer that can handle that now. I was so looking forward to it. I know it's had some updates and it's fixed a few of the issues and stuff. I think I'm still going to wait a while before I go in on that. And it's really upsetting because I was so looking forward to playing Blood Bowl 3. I love Blood Bowl 2. It's such a good digital adaptation of the board game that I love. And I was looking forward to teams with the updated rules and all the new stats and stuff so that it plays like the board game. But yeah, it seems like they've just messed that up. And I don't understand, obviously I'm not a game developer, so I can't speak to all the intricacies and all that sort of stuff, but it was supposed to be out last January or February, and then it's been delayed until now, so they've had an extra year. And I was thinking, at that point, if it's not ready, why push it out? Because all you're going to do is get, negativity around that. I'm let down by Blood Bowl, but hoping it'll pick up. I mean, it will pick up. I said that. It should pick up. Because, I mean, again, I don't know, but I can't imagine they're going to put it out in the state that it's in and then just go, well, that's that done then. It's not done well. Let's just sod that off. So... like I know a few people that have got it that are like trying to persevere with it and stick with it. I'll probably just keep my eyes peeled on the updates and stuff, and when it looks like it's in a more stable position, I'll pick it up. Or if it absolutely tanks for a while and then it gets put into like a 50% off sale like Cyberpunk did, then I'll pick it up then before it gets all the updates and goes back up to full price. Because that's what I did with Cyberpunk. That got an absolutely abysmal launch, and then they went, "Oh, we're really sorry, it's 50% off," and I went, "I'll have that," and I'll wait until they've fixed it, and then I'll play it. And I've still not played it, but it didn't cost me a lot to buy it. Might have to give it another chance. Atlantis, once it got going, was great. Really expanded the universe. I'd be quite interested to watch through SG1 and then try some of the other stuff. It's been kind of nice because me and Pirate Queen Pickle, as I said, we've been watching Star Trek. So was it last year or the year before? I've been watching like original series. Wendy weren't too bothered, so we started watching together. We started watching Next Gen and watched like all through that. It was kind of nice watching that because I watched a lot of Star Trek when I was younger, but it was always like my mum and dad would have it on, and I never watched it like from start to finish. Like I've not watched the entire thing. I've always just watched I've watched most of it from what I've seen. Like I've actually seen most of it, but it's always been like random episodes and not particularly like in order. So it was nice watching that, and then it's been nice watching DS9 as well because I've watched a lot of that because of watching it with mum and dad. Same with Voyager, like I watched a lot of that because my mum and dad had it on. But again, I've never watched it like all the way through. So it's nice watching DS9. Like we've just started season 4. So Worf is on the station now. So that's been nice. So we're going to finish watching DS9, then we're going to watch Voyager. And then we're going to watch a lot of the new Star Trek stuff, which I know that a lot of people like to hate on and say that it's crap and whatever. But I'm going to try it and see what it's like. We're watching Picard. We watched the first 2 seasons of that, and we're watching season 3 as it's on now. And we're enjoying that. But I want to watch like Enterprise. I'd like to watch... there's like a few other ones that I've never looked at, I've never watched. There are rumours of another BSG reboot, Battlestar Galactica reboot, and of course the Babylon 5 one. I've never watched Babylon 5, and that again is another one that I would like to watch. I'm enjoying Discovery. Favourite captain? Favourite captain? It's kind of difficult because I feel like Next Gen is always going to be my favourite Star Trek. Just because I think that's the one that is most memorable for me. Like I watched the more of that as a child or as a younger person. So like I think it's partly because of that. So partly because of watching it when I was younger, so there's that like nostalgia attached to it because it's something that I watched like with my mum and dad. Same reason why I absolutely love Doctor Who. Like, I mean, I like Doctor Who anyway, but I have a lot of nostalgia attached to it because me and my dad watched that like every Sunday. That's what we did. So like part of it's because of that, and then also part of it is because like me and Wendy like have sat and we watched all of Next Gen together all the way through. So I think Next Gen's probably my favourite, so I'll probably have to say like Picard is my favourite. But Cisco is growing on me. Enterprise is okay, it doesn't feel very Trek to start, but the characters are interesting. Sulu, Riker, once he actually got there. Once he actually got there. Janeway's best captain. I'm really looking forward to watching Voyager. Like I'm really enjoying DS9, and it's took a while to get into it. Well, it's not took a while to get into it. Like we're 4 seasons in. I can't say it's took a while to get into it. We are enjoying it, but like one of the things all the way up until the end of season 3, because season 4 they changed it. There's like a different version of the theme tune. But all first 3 seasons of DS9, that theme tune is just so slow and boring. And like after the like really like classic theme tune of Next Gen, going to the DS9 theme tune is like, I would just sort of like, what is this? This is boring. And then they've updated it and they've like sped it up for season 4 onwards, which is good because it's more interesting. Voyager is my favourite series. Voyager I've got like the fewest memories of watching. Like in order of like how much I watched when I was younger. It was like Next Gen. I watched most of it out of order, but I watched most of it. I watched quite a lot of DS9, but again just random episodes. And then like I can remember watching some episodes of Voyager, but like nowhere near as many. And then again, like I watched like a couple of the older films when I was younger. We've watched a couple, like me and Wendy have watched the Next Gen ones, or one of the Next Gen ones. We've not watched them all yet. We bought the box set, but we've not got through watching them all yet. And then like I've watched the original series. Like I said, I'm sort of watching through that again at the moment. Enterprise is underrated. Once it gets into it, it's by far the best filmed and acted for the most part. I'm looking forward to giving it a go, to be fair, because I hear such mixed things. Like everyone seems to be really positive about Enterprise in the chat, but then, you know, if you look online, everyone just absolutely slates it. So I find it really interesting, like how something can be so polarizing. Tell you what I do want to do. I know I've mentioned in Discord a couple of times about different RPG things. And I promise I am planning stuff. It just has been a very busy few weeks. But I am planning on running a Kids on Bikes campaign. Or at least like a short campaign. It might be like a, you know, it'll be like, this is how many sessions we're doing. And it's like different episodes in a TV series type thing. I'm definitely doing that at some point soon. Kids on Bikes, just because I just really, really like that rule set. It looks so interesting. I think it'd be cool to do something that's like, I love D&D, but it'd be nice to do something that's not D&D, but as a role-playing thing. And then once I've done that, while we're speaking about Star Trek, there is a point to my story. While we're speaking about Star Trek, I want to run the Star Trek role-playing game. Because I've got like the core rulebook and I've got like a load of the expansions that I got on Humble Bundle like ages ago. And I want to run it. So if any of you guys, any of you Trekkies are interested in... I was playing Star Trek Bridge Crew earlier, quite cool in a nerdy way. Star Trek Bridge Crew, what's that? Is that a video game? Let's have a look. Star Trek Bridge Crew by Ubisoft. Oh. You can get Next Gen DLC. Game overview. New playable ship, the Enterprise D. Oh no, these are just things. So, alright, okay, so... Sign me up for a red shirt, point me towards death. This looks really interesting. How much is it? Like you can pick... Oh, I could pick this up for like pennies. Oh, I might have to buy that. Is it multiplayer? Star Trek Bridge Crew was first delisted on Steam and the Oculus Store on February 10th, 2022. It next disappeared on the PlayStation Store in Japan on February 11th. I think it's cross-play as well. I don't know if you can still get it on Steam by the looks of it. What were you playing it on? Were you playing it on PlayStation? Oh, you can still buy it on Steam. I don't know why it says it's delisted then when I've on Google when I've just looked. But yeah, you can still buy it on Steam. There we go. Bridge Crew multiplayer in Discord. Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a riot. Do you know what? That might be... There we go. That's what we need to do. We need to play Star Trek Bridge Crew on and get a crew together. If you can play multiplayer cross-platform, let's get a crew together and let's just go Star Trekking across the universe. Oh, that looks amazing. That looks right cool. You might need a controller. Don't know what the PC controls are like. That's fine. I have a controller around here somewhere. I have one plugged in. Yeah. I'm well up for that. So I'm assuming, with it being called Star Trek Bridge Crew, I'm assuming that you are literally, you are the crew on the bridge, and then you all have your own, like, you've got a guy in charge of ops, and you've got a guy in charge of weapons. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm all kinds of in on this. Let me see if I can like get like a Steam key and get it. See where we can get it. I can't spell Steam. That's how excited I am. Let's have a look. Bridge Crew. So if I buy the VR one, that doesn't matter, does it? Like, I don't have to play it in VR if I buy the VR. Is this one... Can I use this one in the UK? I usually wanted to play Navigator in Bridge Crew so I could pull the big lever for warp. Yeah, it's first person. You control your station, little sliding things, buttons to press, and even reroute power when in engineering. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, so that's out of stock. Okay. So I can't buy that key. But yeah, you can get it cheap enough. Yep, I am absolutely going to be doing this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that and get that sorted. And we will organise on Discord an evening where we can play Star Trek. we can all just be Star Trek nerds. Like, how involved is it? Like, is it just like a quick time event game? Like, is it literally just like, oh, press X quickly before this thing fails? Or like, is it like, so like is it a simulator, or is it just like a chill game? Like, not that I'm bothered either way. I am all kinds of in on it regardless. But like, is it like, so is it like, oh, what's the game that I played? What's the space game? Where the space simulator game? Oh, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. What's the that space simulator game? What's it called? Elite. Yes, Elite Dangerous. It's not like that. That's fine. Gameplay I've seen lolled very sim. Looked very sim. So captain makes an order, then crew have to do it. That's cool. No, not Faster Than Light. It was Elite Dangerous. I played like a lot of that. Dwayne Dibley? So what is it? Right. We'll be, I think, I'm going to do some research into this. Let's have a look. What reviews did it get? 4 out of 5, 6 out of 10, 6.8 out of 10. There we go. I'll have a look at some reviews. But does it come with Romulan ale? Speaking of Romulan ale. Oh. Good night, you lot. Got to run. No problem, Bateman. Thanks for tuning in. I will be dropping off shortly myself anyway. But yeah, that might be something I will look at getting into, because that sounds cool, and it sounds like a fun way to spend, like, you know, a couple of evenings just exploring, killing stuff, boldly going, etc., etc. I'm right excited for that. Anyway, as I was saying, how much latinum did that cost from Quarks? 3 slivers of latinum, gold pressed latinum. This I got sent. I didn't get sent this, like, not like a YouTube thing. As in, like, my son's mum sent this with him to make some Sonic the Hedgehog drinks, apparently, but he's not allowed to drink them because it's an energy drink. So I was like, why don't you just use blue food colouring in something that he can drink? So yeah, I've just got a random blue energy drink. It's just going to sit there. It's just going to sit there so that I can make Romulan ale jokes every now and then. I'll put it in a nice glass bottle, and then that's it. That's Romulan ale now. This is blue energy drink. But yeah, I'm going to have a look at that. But what I was saying, I do want to do the Star Trek role-playing game. Again, even if it's just like a short campaign, and like we'll I don't know, maybe run it as like one long episode of Star Trek, or maybe run it as like a short story or something. But I kind of want to do that because it's a really easy system as well. It's the D20 system, and I've wanted to do it for ages, so that's something that I want to do. But again, once this show's out the way and I've got a little bit more time back to myself, I'm definitely going to start organising role-playing stuff, like hopefully once every month, like one Friday or Saturday evening, and just organise something like that. And the plan when I was doing when I want to do D&D stuff is, or role-playing stuff, is like we'll have a group of people do one, and then maybe for the next one, like the next campaign or the next story within a game system, we'll get like other people in and we'll rotate it so people can switch in and out and stuff. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan, because I want to do more stuff like that. I play D&D on a Monday with my group, and I absolutely love it, but it's only once a week, and I like role-playing stuff. It's fun. Especially if I can do some Star Trek. I think that'd be cool. But I'm definitely going to look at this Bridge Crew. I'm going to read a couple of reviews and have a look into it, and see if I can find it on CD keys or something and get it a bit cheap. Anyway, on that note, I am going to vamoose, because I'm going to go and I think I'm going to chill out. I'm not sure if Office Painter, good evening, dude. Thanks for tuning in. Just as I'm about to sign off. I think Wendy's already got to bed. She was a little bit under the weather, and she's trying to rest up as much as she can, because obviously she's got the show next week. So if she has gone to bed, I'm just going to leave her to rest, and I'm going to go and either watch something or play something for a bit, and just have an evening where I'm not working on something. So I'm going to go and do that. If she's awake still, probably going to watch some DS9. Or maybe Mandalorian, because like that new season started today. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out and chatting. It's been nice to just do like a proper chilled out chat live stream and just catch up with you a lot. Like I said, I'm really sorry that I've been kind of absent a lot recently from Discord, like from streams. I will get the balance right. It's just taking a little bit of tweaking. And like I said, this is always a busy time of year anyway because of like show prep stuff. So I will get back into a little bit more of a regular routine and, you know, keep up to date with you guys and not just go absent for a long time. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you want to help support us, check out the links below for Patreon and affiliate links and all that sort of stuff. Make sure you subscribe to the main channel, because this is just the live stream channel. This is just the bit of fun channel. Make sure you check out the main channel, the Pickle Jar, for most of my content. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook if you want to, TikTok, all those places. And yeah, there we go. Enjoyed it. See you, Pickle. Thanks very much, Campaign Terrain. April equals new baby, and most importantly, ChillCon. 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 But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. It really does mean a lot. Like, having you all here. I just randomly put out a live stream after a few weeks of not doing any, and everyone turned up. I love it. Thanks very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, and I'll catch up with you on Discord probably. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you next time, and until then, enjoy your hobby. I'll see you later, guys.